Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. About 85,000 candidates are expected to sit for the primary 8 examination scheduled to begin this morning. Governor Luis Lobong Lojore has appealed for calm and urged full cooperation with security forces as they work to stabilize the situation in eastern Equatorial State following the November 18th raid that claimed several lives. And elsewhere, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's ready to work with the U.S. on their vision for ending the war with Russia. These are stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. About 85,000 candidates are expected to sit for the nationwide primary 8 examination scheduled to begin this morning. Last week, the Minister of General Education and Instruction, Kuyok Kabol Kuyok, announced the exams would commence on November 24th and will run until November 29th, 2025. According to the Minister, 84,815 candidates have so far registered for the 2025 Certificate of Primary Education examinations. Of these, 45,545 are boys and 39,269 are girls. The candidates come from 1,953 schools across 551 examination centers. The minister noted that the number of candidates sitting for the P8 exams has increased by 15,535 compared to last year when 70,010 students sat for examinations. For the Certificate of Secondary Education, 44,364 candidates have registered. This includes 25,863 boys and 18,501 girls. At least 667 candidates are refugees, comprising 428 boys and 239 girls. Governor Luis Lobong Lojore has appealed for calm and urged full cooperation with security forces as they work to stabilize the situation in eastern Equatorial State following the November 18 raids that claimed several lives in Torrid. He delivered the message while addressing worshippers at St. Peter and Paul Catholic Parish in Torrid on Sunday. Governor Lobong stressed that security is a shared responsibility, calling on the public to work closely with law enforcement agencies. The governor said he has repeatedly engaged leaders and members of SPLM-IO, urging them not to transfer conflicts from other states into his Equatorial State. He expressed disappointment that his appeals have not been honored. Lobong assured the congregation that the government will not allow peace spoilers to operate within the state. He reminded the faithful that every individual belongs to South Sudan, Eastern Equatoria, the government, the church, and their communities. He encouraged unity, cooperation, and peaceful engagement, saying elected leaders are chosen to serve the people. The Ministry of Water, Resources and Irrigation has upgraded 2 major monitoring stations along the Nile River to improve the tracking of water levels and rainfall. The ministry says it has upgraded 2 major hydrological stations along the Nile River to improve the monitoring of water levels and rainfall. In a statement issued yesterday, the ministry said the stations in Malakal and Anakdier in Upper Nile State were reconditioned to improve accurate reading to enhance flood level monitoring. According to the statement, the works included the installation of new staff gauges, maintenance of existing rain gauges, and the clearing of obstructions to ensure accurate data reading. It said that damaged equipment was also restored. The ministry said the improvements will help ensure more timely flood warnings and strengthen support to vulnerable communities during the rainy season. It is stated that reliable hydrological data is essential for climate resilience, water management, and the protection of lives and livelihoods. The 2 upgraded stations are among several others installed along the Nile River, including stations in Nimbule, Mangala, Aswa, and Juba. The announcement came as the threat of flooding and other water-related diseases continues to decrease, according to the ministry's latest data. In an alert issued on November 7, the ministry said water reading from different stations across several rivers indicated a general decrease in water level. However, it added that hydrological stations at Juba, Mangala, Bor, Malakal, and Agdier remain at or above alert marks, with the potential for moderate to high floods at and downstream of these areas. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. The G20 summit in South Africa, a gathering of the world's major economies, has ended with a joint declaration committing to multilateral cooperation. The declaration, which covered climate change, mitigation, and economic inequality, was adopted despite objections from the U.S., which boycotted the meeting in Johannesburg. Speaking at the closing ceremony on Sunday, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said the agreement showed shared goals outweighed the country's differences. American President Donald Trump chose to abstain from the G20 because of a widely discredited claim that South Africa's white minority is a victim of large-scale killings and land grabs. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's ready to work with the U.S. on their vision for ending the war with Russia. Under the widely leaked plan, Kiev would cede significant areas of the Donetsk region of eastern Ukraine that it still controls, cut the size of its army, and pledge not to join NATO, proposals it has previously ruled out. The White House has pushed back on claims that Ukraine was not involved in the drafting of the plan, which emerged following meetings between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Russian counterpart Kirill Dmitriev. Provisions in the draft plan come across as heavily slanted towards Moscow, and it received a carefully diplomatic response from Kiev. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here is the recap of the headlines. About 85,000 candidates are expected to sit for the nationwide primary aid examination scheduled to begin this morning. Governor Louis Lobong Rajore has appealed for calm and urged full cooperation with security forces as they work to stabilize the situation in eastern Equatorial State following the November 18th raids in Tori that claimed several lives. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's ready to work with the U.S. on their vision for ending the war with Russia. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +2 925 287 It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.